obviously, we've worked on a lot of things the last 2 weeks. Felt like we'd made progress, and we didn't get it accomplished tonight. As I told the team, the fundamental things that you have to be able to do in football is take care of the football. Number one, and not turn it over. We've had 11 turnovers on the road in our 3 road losses, and it's going to be really tough to beat anybody when you do that, and tackling. We came in here with the objective of stopping Khalil Tate as a runner, and we didn't tackle well. And he's a heck of a player. My hat's off to him. My hat's off to Arizona. That young man he's dynamic, and he changes the game because you have to defend him every play, and when he makes you miss and he gets in the open field, he's spectacular. He's had 2 tremendous games in a row now. We put all our energy into trying to get that done, and we didn't get it done. So turnovers and tackling, that's what it comes back to, and we didn't get that done. So we have to regroup. We have to look at this hard. We have to continue to work on the things that we need to improve. We have to look for solutions everywhere, which we will. And then we've got to forge ahead. And these young men are resilient. There's a lot of football left to play. A lot of great things can happen. I believe in this team, and we'll look at this hard, and then we'll get ready to go for the next one. So, but congratulations to Arizona. They got us tonight.
Did Josh seem a little bit oddly out of rhythm? Some of those passes were underthrown. We don't see that a lot from him.
He did seem a little bit out of rhythm. They called that hit late. They called the targeting late. He took one earlier as well after he'd handed it off. I can't tell you whether or not it was illegal or legal without looking at the film, but I know that he did take a shot early, and I think it threw him off his rhythm a little bit. He's going to walk in here, and he will not use that as an excuse because that's not the type of man that he is. So, but we just all have to play better.
The defense, where do you think it fell short as far? I know you made it such an emphasis in the bye week. Where do you think it fell short tonight as far
tackling?
As just tackling?
Yeah, we did not tackle well. You get a guy like that in the open field, and he gets loose. And we were committing an 11th guy, our free safety, up into the run a lot, and he got a couple down the field on us. And we were right there and didn't make the play. So, but it starts with tackling. It all starts with tackling.
Jalen Starks looked like he might have had a serious injury.
We lost a number of guys tonight. Chris Barnes, who's been playing really well for us. Interesting enough, I was told he got pneumonia. He got some fluid in his lungs. I'm not exactly sure that happened, and I'm sure that our medical staff, which is, in my opinion, the best in the country, will make sure that he's okay. Before we let him work back into the rotation. But losing him hurt us. He's become a very good player for us. Kenny Young was hobbling around. We lost Rick Wade. We lost Nate Metters. We lost Jalen Starks. That hurt us. Jalen was rolling. And the x-rays came back negative, so it's a sprain, not a break. And I'm not sure the severity of it yet. I don't think anyone is yet, and we'll have to wait for tomorrow.
Did Tate surprise you with how well he threw the ball downfield?
No. He was 12 or 13 last week throwing the ball. And when you've got a dynamic runner like that and you have to commit a guy up, you can just kind of aim it down there. And as you saw in the one on Octavius there, you're right there, and they muscle you away for the ball. But no, it did not surprise me, just given what we saw last week. Like I said, 12 or 13, I think, for 137 last week. So,
yeah. Where would you kind of assess where the team is? This is kind of like the half point of the season, the regular season.
Yeah, well, we're 3-3, and we got a bunch of really fine young men in there that'll keep fighting, and they'll keep trying to get better, and they'll stick together, and they won't let anything divide them. And they'll go back to work on Monday with a renewed vigor to get better, and they'll come out and they'll compete their tails off on Saturday against Oregon. So that's just the type of team it is, the type of young men that are in our program. It's a good culture. It's disappointing anytime you lose, especially a divisional opponent on the road. But we know what our problems are, and now it's just a matter of continuing to try to fix them. And we felt like we'd had 2 really good weeks of detailed work, and it didn't show up tonight, and that's what I think is most disappointing to all of us, me and every player and every coach in that room.
You hadn't given up a lot of sacks in the past 2 games, and Arizona got to Josh a lot today.
Yeah.
Was it something specific they were doing, or was it just kind of
Well, it was different things. We'd given up 2 sacks in the last 116 pass attempts, I believe is what it was. And I'm not sure how many they got tonight. Did they get 5? Yeah, that's incredible. They ran a couple of stunts that we didn't pick up well. And we missed some blocks. And I'm not sure how they called that last one there where Josh was rolling out, and the guy, taunted him afterwards. But we'd like to see him throw the ball away there and avoid the sack and get the clock stopped. But I think we've been really good up front, and we struggled tonight. I caught glimpses of a couple where they were running at 14 on a stunt, and they got us. So we'll go back and we'll work hard on it again, and we'll hope to get back to the level where we were, which 2 sacks on 116 is good. Tonight was bad, so we've got to get back to being good.
Obviously, you're not going to be happy when it ends in a loss, but at least statistically, your run game on offense looked good tonight. What did you see there from your running backs?
Well, we blocked well downfield, and they broke some runs. I think that all of them came in and played their role. When Sosa fumbled early, we decided to give Jalen some carries. Jalen did a nice job till he got hurt, and then we got Bolu in there, and Bolu did a nice job. Once again, anytime you run the ball well, it's a function of all 11. Anytime you give up a sack, it's a function of all 11. It's a team sport. So we got to continue to work on that.
Got Deshaun Holiday back for the first time this season. How big was he, especially considering that Chris had to go?
Yeah, I can't assess exactly how he played at this point. I'm sure he's very rusty. He looked like he got a little bit tired, but it's good to have him back. We had to play a lot of nickel in the second half because we were down linebackers, and Deshaun hasn't worked a ton yet in our base stuff. So, but he's just going to keep getting better every week. And I think he'll help us on special teams as well. But hopefully Chris is going to be okay. He's a good football player, and we need him.
Do you think the defense can make the fixes it needs to get to be where you need to be as a team?
I think that we all need to make fixes. Like I said, you can't turn the ball over, and you've got to tackle. And we're going to keep working hard on those things.